All right, everybody, thank you, as always, for taking time to tune in. I hope you will leave some comments, and I love discussion. So we're going to look at a brief clip with Al Sharpton. I do not call him Reverend. There's nothing to revere about a man that's a race baiter, that is a race divider, and that's all he ever has been, and that's all he will be. He's someone that stirs the pot, no doubt, of racial tension in America. I believe he's one of the reasons that the George Zimmerman case even went to trial. But we're going to look at some things that he has to say about the criminal, quote, injustice system here. Let's see what he has to say about this.
The Zimmerman trial has drawn some much-needed attention to our criminal justice system, and it started a conversation about how many feel that system is used unfairly to target black men, but some can't see the facts.
It's been open season on black young men across the country.
Yeah, by other black young men?
No, but by the criminal justice system and the educational system.
That's not true.
Well, how do you explain the disparity? How do you explain the
disparity?
Gentlemen,
Wait a minute. I'm going to have to explain that because he asked me. The disparity comes in high crime districts, okay, where police flood in to protect the citizens and make more arrests than they would make in low crime districts. That's how the disparity comes.
And let me say something about that, what O'Reilly just said. I agree with him in regards to there are more places where the black Americans, they congregate. There's a lot of government housing. I'm not demeaning that in any way. There's a lot of government housing, a lot of different places where there's many more blacks in one area than there are whites in certain areas. And I think he made a good point there.
Disparity comes.
Let me show you the real disparity. The facts. 1 in every 106 white men is incarcerated. But for African American men, the rate is just 1 in 15. Today, there are more African Americans on probation, parole, or in prison.
Okay, you ready? Here it goes. There's more African Americans on probation, parole, in prison than, what's he going to say?
In prison than there were slaves in 1850.
Slaves.
And it's not because of disparities in high crime districts. It's because of a broken system.
Right.
Whites and blacks use marijuana at the same rate, but blacks are 4 times as likely to be arrested for drug use. The same crime, a different standard for who's arrested. Black offenders receive sentences that are 10% longer than white offenders for the same crimes. So how are those for disparities? It's a justice system that needs to be fixed. Joining me now is Congressman Hakeem Jeffries, Democrat from New York. He's a member of the House Judiciary Committee's Over-Criminalization Task Force. They're holding hearings on how to fix this broken system. And Joshua Dubois, he's a former spiritual advisor to President Obama. He wrote a cover story of this very topic titled "The Fight for Black Men" for a recent issue of Newsweek. Thank you both for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. Good evening, Rev. Thanks for having us.
Congressman Jeffries, many people like Bill O'Reilly, they're like that in that they ignore the fact that blacks are overrepresented in the criminal justice system.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. He said that blacks are overrepresented in the criminal justice system. In other words, he's saying that there's a whole lot of black people that shouldn't even be in jail, prison, or parole, probation, that it's the system that is, quote, sticking it to them. Many black Americans have 2 excuses. One is they are, white people hate them. Blacks will never be able to do and be who they want to be in life because they'll always be held down by white people. And the second excuse is the criminal justice system is corrupt. They try to use the race issue with George Zimmerman That didn't work. So now they've gone to trying to say that there was injustice in the trial and different things of that nature, which is absolutely nonsense. But he pointed out some statistics there. I think it was 1 in 15 blacks will be incarcerated compared to, I think it was 1 in 100 and something of white people. Let me tell you this real quick. I read an article, and it was about the Humane Society and about dog attacks, about dogs that had attacked people, and they did a recording of what kind of dog it was, and they did this recording over, I think, maybe a 15-year period, and they named the dogs and put the number of attacks that were recorded. Now, if I ask you right now, what dog do you think is at the very top of the list? What kind of dog is at the top of the list that has been the most violent? I think I know what you would say. Let me say the first two. The second most violent is the Rottweiler. They have recorded 481 attacks. The number one dog that has recorded attacks is the Pit Bull. Imagine that, right? 1,985 attacks. That's the first, compared to the second, 481 attacks for the Rottweiler. So if I am walking and I see a Pit Bull and I'm with my wife and I say, hey babe, that dog over there, that's a Pit Bull. We need to, be a little bit more aware of that thing. I'm a racist against Pit Bulls. And it would be like this, people. It would be like if Pit Bulls could talk. They would do exactly what Al Sharpton's doing and saying, oh, these statistics are overrated and we're not that bad and, there's injustice here and injustice there. Listen, the facts are the facts. And the remarks about slavery, the remarks about the injustice of the criminal justice system. Listen, give me some actual factual people, the times they were incarcerated. Give me the actual facts that you know of people that have been unjustly put in prison, and let's compare those to what this Al Sharpton is saying. It's nonsense. I get so weary of these excuses and blaming whites, blaming the criminal justice system. Listen, Pit Bulls are number one on dog attacks for a reason. Because they attack more people. Black Americans are the number one population in our prisons for a reason. They commit more crimes. It's not that people are always just looking for him and say, hey, there's one of the 15, let's get him. He's just walking down the road. Hey, buddy, we're gonna plant some dope on you. Listen, that is just absurd of what they're saying. So I just wanted to show you this and get you to thinking about the excuse of this criminal injustice system. Again, two components, excuses. Number one, everybody's against us because everybody's racist. Number two, the criminal justice system is corrupt. Wow. And then he had to bring up, of course, the slavery issue. So, and I'll end it with this. Listen, it's 2013, people. Slavery in no way is affecting any living person in America today. And if you disagree with that, please make a comment or email me, and I would love to hear about it. But slavery talk, just stop. Just please stop with it. But again, thank you for watching, and I hope you look at some of the other videos that I have regarding the Zimmerman case and just issues in America. But again, thank you very much.